Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some Pittsburgh Steelers reaction and analysis to the Pittsburgh Steelers 28-27 victory over the Washington Commanders on Sunday. Pittsburgh now 7-2 on the season. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. And yes, my continued streak of predicting incorrectly is extended. In this one, I picked Washington. Almost got the score exactly right. Had Washington kicked a field goal there. I predicted 30-28 Washington, but wrong is wrong. And I was, and I'm very happy about that. Life is better when you can make fun of me for being wrong and the Steelers win, and we're all pretty happy overall. So I barely know where to begin with this game. It was just kind of a funky game overall for a variety of reasons. I would just say that while both teams scored 28-27, by Pittsburgh standards, a pretty high-scoring affair, Pittsburgh got Washington to play their game more than Washington got Pittsburgh to play their game. It was more of a ugly game, messy game, muddy game. Both teams really couldn't find great rhythms offensively. Neither team could run the ball as they've been accustomed to or desired in this game. Both teams were just clunky and had their mistakes and miscues, more turnovers than they used to. Pittsburgh with 2, Washington with 1, when they came in with a combined 8 turnovers between them over the course of the season entering this game. So Pittsburgh just does better when you're kind of playing those more just find a way to win type of games. They're now 4-2 this year in one-possession games, and they are the best team in football in one-possession games since Mike Tomlin got hired in 2007. So offensively for Pittsburgh in this one, it was certainly clunky in a bunch of ways, but you made the plays late, and you have a veteran like Russell Wilson that's able to steer the ship, through those storms and come out on the other side. And that obviously play of the game, the 32-yard touchdown to new wide receiver Mike Williams for the game winner. I mean, it's a situation where it's 3rd and 9, there's pressure, and Wilson's mantra of just letting his guys make a play continues to ring true. I think that and play action have been among the 2 biggest things that Wilson has brought to this team, and just trusting his guys to go up there and give them a chance. And that's why you go acquire Mike Williams. I said when they acquired Williams, not going to be a guy that's going to see a lot of volume. I think he played 9 snaps in this one. Of course, his first game, that will increase over time. But still, even when he's going to play 30, 40 snaps, he's not going to see a ton of targets. Can you make them count? And can you make some plays vertically? That was a great job to track that ball. Not easy to do. And he talked about post-game with the reporters. That's not his route. That was Calvin Austin's route. He came in because Austin was hurt. First time he's ever run that play. Wilson got him set up and just go make the play. And that's what Pittsburgh did. The run game was disappointing. Washington playing too high a lot in this one, I believe, and so that's why the deep shots weren't there early. It was a lot of conservative and underneath type of stuff because you're getting that too high look, but that should have let the run game have more success. It got going a little bit. Second half, of course, the drive where Jaylen Warren fumbled, you had some traction with the run game. The turnover, obviously disappointing. Was that forward progress? It was close. I'm good with the call, though. I'm good with letting the refs play that thing out, and they've done that a bunch this year with the hard-running nature of Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris in the Steelers' run game. But overall, the run game certainly could have been more successful. The offense wasn't fluid, but able to get 3 touchdowns for Russell Wilson, the first Steeler to throw 3 touchdowns in a game since Ben on December 9th, 2021, that lost to the Vikings, the infamous Chase Claypool signaling first down game. That's how long it's been. So you made the plays when it counted, and you get 28 points. That's pretty impressive for where Pittsburgh's been at. Defensively, Washington was hampered by some of the injuries, not having both of their starting tackles, not having starting running back Brian Robinson, but Pittsburgh able to take advantage, and Jaden Daniels a non-factor in the run game. This was kind of a Baltimore game plan in the sense of take away the quarterback run threat, live with the consequences of that, and try to minimize and mitigate what the other guys can do. And while Eckler and the Commanders had 3 rushing touchdowns in this game, they really didn't run the ball with a ton of fluidity or success. 60 yards total, 2.7 per carry, and that's below their marks when they've been really successful running the ball all year. Daniels with 4 yards rushing. I thought the rush lane integrity was really good by Pittsburgh. They blitzed more, probably in part to try to plug up some of those rush lanes and escape lanes for Daniels, and all kind of worked together pretty well. Now, I think Washington certainly had things going in terms of working their RPO game and their play action game to get those linebackers to step up, and then throwing behind on glance routes and slants and overs and benders. A couple hit, the biggest one, Terry McLaurin's 54-yard catch and run, missed tackles there. Tough game for Joey Porter Jr., but they missed some opportunities too. Zach Ertz dropped the pass. They had a couple of crossers that just missed, were just out in front, but Pittsburgh able to avoid serious danger there. And again, Pittsburgh just making some more plays offensively in the second half. Washington had their chances. They could not capitalize. And Pittsburgh, again, kind of disrupting their flow, not getting those guys into a great rhythm or fluidity. Batted a couple passes at the line of scrimmage as well. Cam had one. Benton had one. And so all those little plays really added up in Pittsburgh's favor. Benton, man, I got to go back and watch it, but that quarterback draw that Daniels ran, the Benton tackled in open space late in that game, what a huge play that was. And Hayward getting a hand on a pass. I mean, all those things were really, really important. So I think Pittsburgh was able to get Washington out of their rhythm enough that it, put them in some tough situations. They punted more than really they have all season. They punted 6 times in this game. They hadn't punted 6 times in the game the entire year. They had punted 19 times in the first 9 games. And so you got them really off their game early, and that was enough to get victory. Let's talk about the failed fake punt. Pittsburgh, first quarter, leading 7-0. Miles Killebrew throws to a wide-open James Pierre. He drops the ball on 4th and 15, what would have been at least a first down, probably a lot more than that. Turns into a first down for the Commanders inside Pittsburgh's red zone, and 3 plays later, they put the ball in the end zone to tie the game at 7. I know that these plays are so results-based oriented, where if they work, great call. If they don't work, terrible call. I like the call. I'm okay with the call. I know some people won't be, and some people won't be convinced of that, and I understand to not have that work is certainly frustrating. I think it's important to note that this was not like it was called right there 2 seconds before the punt team took the field. What happens in situations like this is Pittsburgh in their film study, and they had the bye week, so they had extra time to prepare for Washington, says, okay, we noticed that in this situation, the Commanders are really aggressive with their jammers. They try to show a blitz look. They leave the gunner uncovered. If we get that look in the middle of the game, let's run the fake punt. And so Miles Killebrew, the personal protector, has the authority and autonomy to make that call right then and there. But everyone knows if we get this look, we're going to throw the fake punt. And so it's not like 2 seconds before where Danny Smith comes out and says, hey guys, we're going to drop this play and call this right here no matter what we get. That's not how this stuff works on special teams, fakes, and the like. So that's the intent, and that's the idea behind it. It was the right call, the right look. It's risk and reward. But to me, it's a play that Pierre is certainly capable of making. Yes, he's a corner, but it's pitch and catch. These guys are athletes. He probably played some receiver, did something in high school, something like that. But, I'm okay with it. I know it sucks to not have that work out, but it was early in the game. There are probably some things late in the game where, say, it was, a really tight game. Pittsburgh was leading, and they're in that situation where you probably can call it off and kind of some get-out-of-jail cards there. But in that situation, it's early, trying to be aggressive. I get the call. Again, I know the outcome dictates so much how we feel about these things, but if that's caught, then it's a fantastic call. Everyone loves it. Everyone's celebrating Danny Smith, and I'm trying to look at process over results. So I'm okay with the call. Unfortunately, Pittsburgh got a punt outcome in their favor later in the game when Ben Skoranek, who had a great game, pressured and put some heat on the punt returner for Washington, who fumbled the ball away. Pittsburgh recovered. They got in the end zone themselves, so it all kind of evened out. That's probably one reason why you want to run that early in the game, so it doesn't maybe have as much weight to, if it doesn't work out, that you lose the game because of that. So those are just my thoughts on that. Just to be clear, it's a check based on the look that's based off a film study going into the game. It's not made really on the fly in the sense of we're calling this no matter what, or trying to decide, should we call it, should we not run it? It's just a predetermined type thing based on the look that Washington gives you, and it was there and just did not end up working out. So those are my thoughts on this one. Pittsburgh 7-2, got that AFC North gauntlet coming up, facing Baltimore at Week 11. Really will define Pittsburgh's season, but they're flying high and hope to keep it rolling along at home at Baltimore next Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel and check out the site SteelersDepot.com, thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.